Is this not just the most energetic song you've ever heard in your whole friggin' life? I swear to God. Yeah! Alright, that's probably enough of that right now. Calm down. Okay. Okay. I need to find my phone. Hold on. Today, I have some serious work to do. So, yeah, and I need to mute my phone. Yep, need to mute my phone. Let's not do that. Okay. People are dumb too, boy, I tell you what. So, just really quickly, hey, Satellite, is everybody satisfied with the sound as it is? I hope. Now, I love this. I have, 3 different people that have said hey in the chat, and it says that there are 2 people on the stream watching. YouTube's stats are so messed up. I don't even know what to do with that, man. That's just stupid. Okay, so, briefly, let me go over what I'm doing here today. Hello, I'm a GT. This computer literally just came in half an hour ago. It needs a battery swap. Battery swaps are easy. I don't charge much money for them. This computer, I believe, was the subject of another live stream where I said, oh, that's depressing. There's corrosion. Well, the motherboard finally came in. It only took like a week and a half to get here. But they're basically the same computer. In fact, let's see. They are definitely not the same computer. But if you put them up here, if you saw the thumbnail, they look almost identical other than the color. That guy scuffed it up a bit. Okay. So, what is about to happen is we're going to have a very fast disassembly and battery swap of this computer. Funny thing, the guy's tech savvy. The guy actually started taking it apart himself. The guy even handed me his business card with his technical whatever on it. So, this guy is not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. It's just he doesn't have T5 Torxes. He just moved here, doesn't have tools, whatever. He was going to drive off and go get the tools to do this himself. He decided it was more worth his time to throw $60 at me to do it very quickly than it was to drive for an hour round trip to go buy a bunch of cheap tools to do it himself. And God knows if he'd ever use the tools again. I mean, he obviously, of course. Hang on just a second. Yeah, I can't answer that right now. I'm busy. It's a customer calling, but I just can't do it right now. You know, I've got these 2 machines that really... I don't know why this one won't come out. Is it stripped? Are we going to have to deal with another stripped screw today? I think we might. Damn it. Okay. Camera looks good, everyone. Look, I haven't had a chance to set up the new streaming PC. I know I built it, but I just have not had the time. Is this really? Really? Did they just not have... They don't have any screws under the strip on this one. Look at this. There's no screws under it. That's new. HP always hides screws under strips because they're assholes. I set up a... This time I set up a nice projector on OBS Studio, so at least I can see what I'm doing full screen instead of that awful tiny window. I mean, if you've got a little laptop like this, it's really annoying. So one of the big barriers, by the way, to the whole streaming PC that I set up, one of the reasons I've not been in a rush to try and get it going, is I realized that I don't actually have a monitor for that right now. I mean, I could probably find something, but I need to think about the monitor setup because this laptop over here, you can just look. You can see that it doesn't take up much room on this bench, but if I want to put a screen, I mean, I got a camera over here. You know, where's the screen even going to go for this computer that I'm supposedly building. So, yeah, logistical issue. One thing that I've considered is using my field monitor, my camera field monitor, which is 7 inches. Alright, how old are these laptops, someone has asked. I don't know. They're not ancient. I can guarantee you they're not ancient. However, yeah, that's what I thought. These are T4, the screws are T5. So, they're loose. They're not biting very well. But I can pretty much guarantee you these computers are no more than about 5 or 6 years old. There's no Windows sticker on the back, so it's new enough that they just kind of stopped putting Windows stickers entirely. That screw's not coming out. The guy long ago took off the CPU information. These computers were expensive. I know that much. I know for a fact that the computer with the motherboard failure was ordered in 2020 for $2,500. I do not know what I have right here exactly, but I also don't care. So there's that. Prying this shit open is absolutely maddening. Alright, yep. Never wants to split the way you think it does. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's one of those. You get your grubby hands in it just the right spot, everything is revealed. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. Bring me a lithium-ion fire, why don't you? Yeah, his battery's definitely shot. There is no doubt in my mind. And the screw was retained by a piece of tape. It was actually not what I thought it was. Yeah, so this guy's battery's all swollen up. You probably can see the contours on it. Is my camera not focusing? What the hell? Focus, scumbag. Alright, we're good. Yeah, this battery's definitely bad. And, I'm betting the battery helped me open the computer. Huh. He has a regular hard drive. Crap. I wonder if I could sell him on a solid state upgrade. Don't know that I have the time. I don't know how much space he's got used either. I could offer him an SSD, then he'd be like, oh, I need a terabyte. And I'd be like, well, the biggest I keep on hand is 240 gigabytes. Because it's true, the biggest I keep on hand is 240 gigabytes. Most people don't have that much data in the first place, so yeah. Holy shit, that is not... I'm a little uncomfortable with that sitting beside me, to be honest. But lithium-ion batteries typically don't catch on fire on their own unless you own a Note 7, I guess. So, you know. Is that the same number? Yeah, it is the same number. Here, look, with the lighting, you can see those contours. You see how it's all curvy? There's 3 cells and they're all really, really puffy. That means the battery's bad, and if he would have been able to continue charging it, it potentially would have caught on fire and caused some serious pain. Okay, so there is a lot of curiosity about the age of this computer. And I could probably look it up. But let's see what this says. 2018/02. The battery was made in 2018-02. So this computer is roughly 4 years old. It's probably like an 8th gen or 9th gen or something. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, that battery's a little scary, and I don't like it. I might ask him about the SSD thing, but I might not. Pretty sure he could do it himself, and probably would rather do it himself. Pretty sure the battery is the thing that's got his gears grinding right now. Okay, so that's done. Done. Close up, you son of a... Alright, hang on a second. I'm going to do something real quick. Hold on. Or am I? Sorry about that. Had to take care of some biological business real quick. Whew. All right. Ooh. Good night. Good night. Well, it's always fun being on different sides of the planet, isn't it? Good night, I'm a GT, wherever you are. Wherever ye be. If it's nighttime right now, I have to assume you're somewhere in Eastern Europe or Asia or yeah, one of those places. If I were to speculate, Ahmed, where you are probably located by your name, I'd guess in a Middle Eastern country or nearby. But I am not that smart on name origins, so, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And people have been named all kinds of names in all kinds of places, so, oh, that, you know, that's a German name, or that's a wherever name. It kind of doesn't matter anymore. You get all kinds of crazy names no matter what. No matter where you are on the planet. Let's see. Insert Vsauce music. Boo. Yeah. Okay. Now, batteries are usually sent with some charge from the factory. I don't know how long this battery's lived on a shelf, but does it power up? I have no idea. See, this is okay, I need a power. Hold on. I need a power cord. I don't think this power cord's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Because I can. What the hell? Just knock everything over in the process, bruh. It'll be okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I've got a charge light. So that's good. I don't have the guy's password, so that's not good. Oh, I can't locate where you're from. If you say good night, I assume you're somewhere that it's night. And Ahmed sounds sort of like it might be a name of an Arabian or Muslim origin. See, you're asking an American to be worldly, and an American that stays in the house a lot at that. So, yeah, no, I have no idea. This is not turning on. No, wait, the light is on. CMOS reset. No shit. Alright, we have to reset his clock. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright, yep. Exit saving changes my ass. I ain't saving nothing. Alright. What time is it? 10:46 a.m. here. 10:46. And today is October the whatever it was. 7th. 2022. HP Envy X360M convertible Ryzen 5 2500U with Radeon Vega, 8 gigs of RAM. 2017 is the born on date, 11/21/2017. But the battery is dated 2018-02. So we know that the BIOS date is when the motherboard was manufactured, not when the actual computer was built and shipped and all that. Because how could I have a battery from several months later? Right? Isn't that just the problem? Okay. So let's not screw around in here too much. I think this computer might be done. Oh, 446. If it's 446, that puts you 2 time zones east of Britain. So where does that put you, actually? See, I'm not super brilliant on that. I don't know. Where are you? Are you in like Poland or what? I have no idea. Sorry. All right. Hey, Ahmed, the stream is typically delayed at least 30 seconds. Anybody who talks to me in the live chat over here, it's going to take at least half a minute for me to, for what I say to get to you. Like, Middle East just popped up in the live chat, so that'll give you an idea. All right. Oh my God, do you remember when everything had a hard drive and it was this slow? The logo just it's still spinning dots. It's still spinning dots. Windows 10, quote, it's still spinning dots. I don't give up. I just can't go to my computer and look it up right now. I'd need to look at a map with the time zones and then I could guess because I've got a time zone. In fact, I have another browser. Why don't I just do that? There's like 200 countries in the world. You know, so, yeah. There's a lot going on. Alright, so. You are 2 time zones east of Britain. That puts you Finland, Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria. Are you in Turkey by some chance? Or Syria, or Egypt, or Sudan? What continent are you on? Egypt. Someone says Egypt. Okay, there's a palm tree. There, look, there's a picture of where I'd rather be than here. All right. Actually, you know, I'm not sure if I'd rather be there. Humid places like that. Yeah, okay, the weather's, quote, nice all year, but nice is hot and humid. 24/7. Everything rusts. All right, brother, I don't have your password, and there's no battery meter. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know if your battery works or not. So I assume that this computer is okay. Let's run a little test, okay? I have an idea. All right, hard drive lights. Okay. I thought it was idle, but it's actually so tiny I can't see it. It is not at all idle, so I don't want to yank the plug with it booted. All right, I'm just gonna shut the machine down. I'm gonna do a full shutdown. His battery swapped. It appears to be charging. I don't have time for this. I'm leaving it alone. When he comes, he can pick up his stuff, take it home, and you know he's only paying me the quick fix fee, which is like $60. So, you know, and I'm being basically just paid to do the battery swap and not to sit here and poke at it and try to figure out if his battery works or not. I didn't order the part. You know, it's not my problem. It's his problem, and that was his choice. You know, advanced users should have that choice. You'll find that theme a lot with me. People who know what they're doing or think they know what they're doing should have that choice. Now, this computer may be familiar because it was the subject of a stream that I believe lasted well over an hour as we ripped the motherboard out, and I declared that it was probably a lost cause. That is the same battery. Wait a minute. So, more commonalities appear. That is the exact same model of laptop battery. This battery is 3 months newer than the one that was in the other computer. So there's that. All right. The screws, I keep these are very handy. In case you don't know what they are, baguettes. They're just little zip-up bags. They're really handy for storing screws, and there's hundreds of them in a box, so it's way easier to deal with than having little plastic containers. Like I even have over here, when I'm not knocking over tapes, I have this little plastic container for holding screws, but imagine if I had one of these for every laptop. This doesn't slide away so easily, among other things. All right. I just realized, yeah, okay, there is no hard drive because there's no hard drive. Excuse me. I will drink more coffee to compensate for my, yeah. Isn't that just a great mug right there? I like this mug. My girlfriend got me this mug. I won't explain the details of why, but I can now say that she got it for me. Therefore, she got it for me. And that's all that matters. All right, so let's get this godforsaken dead motherboard out of here. Good news. The Arctic Silver thermal paste came in. Come on. All right, why does this have to be so short? Get off of there. Get off of there. Jesus Christ, why don't you come off of there? Great. By the way, I'm on the Sigma 16mm lens right now. If you're looking and you notice that it's up there a little bit and I'm not zooming it in and out, it's because the lens doesn't zoom. And that was by choice. I just don't want to put the other lens up. I figured there'd be enough to do that you wouldn't need to see me zoom in all the time today. Let's get all these parts off. All right, is that it? That is it. All the coffee in the world ain't going to stop me from coughing today. I think that there's been a significant humidity drop overnight, and so now the air is really dry everywhere. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that board. Let's see. It would help if it was at the correct angle, wouldn't it? So yeah, if I take the old board and I move it away, they look like exact clones, basically. This new board has an i7. This old board has an i5. So there is that. There is a better processor on the newer board. This whole thing is backwards from the way I prefer to work on these. Let's get it right, the right way around here. So we need to start reattaching some parts. Give me just a moment. Quick question, what do you think is the average life of a laptop with high usage? Well, I don't know that has a simple answer, but I can explain to all of you now a concept called the bathtub curve. What happens with computers and cars and most things that get manufactured, okay? This stuff gets put together in a factory, okay? When it's put together at various stages, it is checked by the machinery and by human operators for quality assurance. Things are, a bunch of sanity checks are performed. That's what all these little pads, these little circles, if you can see that, this little circle right here where my thumbnail is, that circle is a test pad. And there's tons of them. If you look on these boards, you'll see all kinds of little copper pads. They stick a little tiny set of plungers down on the pads, and they perform tests to make sure that things are working okay. What happens when it leaves the factory and you purchase it is things fail a lot. New stuff fails a lot. That's why there's usually at least a year warranty on cars, computers, TVs, you name it. If it's new, it probably has a 1-year minimum warranty because the failure rate is very high at the beginning. Stuff that's defective, the defects might get past QA if they test out perfectly fine. And then as you use it and it heats up, cools down, powers on, powers off, boom, the defects get worn down. Kind of like when you bend a wire back and forth and it eventually breaks. The defects go out and it breaks. And that rate is higher at the beginning, but as the things that have these defects hidden that got past QA fail, the failure goes off precipitously. So there's a lot less failures near the end of the first year compared to the beginning. That's why we call it a bathtub curve, because if you look at it on a graph or whatever, and maybe I can do this, it kind of looks like this, except I have it backwards. But high failure rate at the beginning, then the failure rate tanks. You have very low failure for years and years and years because the really serious defects broke early on. And then you still have defects, but it's a much lower rate of failure until end of life. When mechanical and electrical parts hit, they've greatly exceeded probably what they were spec'd out to do, and capacitors start popping, motor spindles start freezing up, servos stop actuating, just things mechanically fail due to use. So yeah, if you use something for a long time, it will. If you're using it 24/7, it'll probably fail sooner. Hang on just a second. I need to find that thermal paste that I got. I think it fell down. Where did it go? It's right here. I'm stupid. Never mind. So what ends up happening? There we go. So what ends up happening is you have high failure rate at the beginning due to defects that pass through quality assurance unchecked. You have high failure rate late in life, and it can be very late in life due to electromechanical failure from wear. And somewhere in between is the computer that someone only uses periodically. Now, there is an extremely important caveat to everything I just said, and that is that if you use a computer, for example, and you turn it off and on a lot, that's going to wear it down a lot faster, because part of the equation is changes. For example, if your CPU or your hard drive are cooling off and heating up over and over and over again, they are going to expand and contract, because this happens with everything. You can actually watch in an old video I did where I heat gunned capacitors off a motherboard, and everybody got all pissy at me, like, why are you doing that? That's stupid. But you can actually watch, if you click through the video, the motherboard expand. So the board actually got curvy, pudgy in the middle, because I was heat gunning it. Get the center of the board up to 360 degrees, yeah, it expands, and that expansion has to go somewhere. Well, remember that analogy with the wire going back and forth and then it breaks? If you take like a twist tie and you bend it once and you leave it bent, it's not going to break. You bend it back once, it's not going to break. You do it 30 or 40 times, it's going to break. It's the same thing with anything. If for example, this is why highway miles on a car are far more desirable than city miles. I have a Mitsubishi Mirage I bought last year in July, and it gets 47 miles to the gallon, 48 miles to the gallon on average, because I do almost all highway driving. Yeah, I live in the middle of North Carolina, so I am not in a city, but I am like an hour or so away from most cities. So what ends up happening is, if I need anything, if I want to go certain places, and there are people that I go see that are in those cities, I have to drive 30, 60 minutes. There are some drives I do that are 2 hours long each way. When I do these drives, I am keeping the engine and tires and everything at a fairly constant rate. Everything is in the same state. They're not heating up, they're not cooling off, I'm not stopping and starting. So it wears the engine a whole lot less, because it's not constantly expanding and contracting from me doing these sudden stops and starts. There's not going to be any carbon buildup to speak of. That just, in general, it's going to be in a lot better shape because it was kept in a pretty constant state. And that's really important. Because my car already has, in a year and a half, I'm about to hit 40,000 miles on the car. Now, typically cars, mileage is one of the biggest things people look at to determine whether or not the car's been beat up. But my car, I can't drive, there's no way to drive 40,000 miles in a year and a half and have it be exclusively city driving. You can't do it. You'd have to literally be in the car all the time. So it's pretty obvious that my mileage was racked up over the course of a bunch of highway driving, which means I wasn't stomping brakes a lot. My brakes actually have never been replaced. 40,000 miles, I even have the parts to do it on hand already. Never been replaced. Hang on, I need just a minute, because this is actually the guy. Alright, that's that. He's coming in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So I have 10 minutes to entertain you before I get interrupted again, in theory. Someone else could, of course, interrupt me first. Now, if you watched the stream where I had to deal with this stupid laptop motherboard the last time, you know that I absolutely hate these things. These little clips that hold this wobbly-ass piece of metal shielding over everything. Yeah, whoever came up with this is a jerk, and I don't like them, and I think that they should step on transparent Legos for the rest of their days. But yeah. And that's me being nice. Okay, so it's one of those boards. Okay. All these wires are going to try to not... They're going to try to hide under the board. Oh, there's a lot of them, too. I don't know... This probably just needs to come up. Okay, yeah, let's just get it out of there. There's a little one over here as well. Great. Great. Tons of wires. I love it when there's tons of wires. Jeez. So is it better to leave a computer on or to shut it down? If you leave it on all the time unnecessarily, it may be a little worse. This is kind of like the question... Like, how much does riding the clutch, you know, if you're in a manual... that might be a bit of an outdated analogy for a lot of people, actually. But, you know, how much does riding the clutch... I actually asked my dad this when I was a kid. How much does riding the clutch actually wear out the clutch? And he couldn't really answer it very well, because the truth is, riding the clutch one time won't really produce meaningful wear. Riding the clutch 1,000 times... You're going to burn that sucker out faster than you can imagine, because it's wear over time. Now, if you shut down a computer, it cools off and it comes back. That's one time. Let me put it this way, okay? Here's an analogy for you. Western Digital's green drives were notorious for failure, particularly when used with Linux machines, because they would unload the read-write heads from the spindle. They would do unloads aggressively, so every, like, what was it, 5 seconds or so, they'd unload the heads if they were idle. And Linux, for a long time there, had a flush that would happen about every 7 seconds. Not right now, dude. So what would happen is these Western Digital green drives would unload the heads at like 5 seconds or so, and I may be getting these numbers a little wrong, but the general premise remains correct. And then 2 seconds later, the heads would get loaded back on the platter. This doesn't matter much. This happens all the time when you shut down a computer, when you put the hard drive to sleep. You know, the heads get unloaded a lot. It's called a load cycle, and a typical load cycle count failure will be past about 600,000 load cycles. At least on these green drives, 600,000 seem to basically be the magic number where the green drives would fail. And once you got past that, you knew that drive was on its way out. Now, I've seen drives at 900,000 load cycles, so this is not true for all drives. This, you know, it can be very different depending on the drive. But the point is that if you do a little math, in fact, let's do a little math here real quick. I need to respond. All right. It's a busy customer day. People want their stuff. They want it fixed before the weekend. All right, let's do a little bit of math here, okay? So every 7 seconds it flushes, right? So let's be generous. Let's assume that it unloads every unload every 5 seconds, load after 7, so roughly 7 seconds, but let's be generous and just call it 10, just for fun, okay? 10 seconds. Well, how many seconds are in a day? All right, 10 seconds is 1/6 of a minute, so let's start with that. It happens 6 times a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in a day, so we're up to 8,640 per day. This is if it's running 24 hours. Times 365 days a year, and that's 3 million. Now, what if we are not that aggressive? What if we scale it back and we say the computer's only on for 8 hours a day, and we only use it for half the year? Well, that's 518,400. So if your Linux machine was on with a Western Digital green drive, okay, and you can see the numbers there. If your Linux machine's on with a Western Digital green drive and it is on for 8 hours a day for half of the days in a year, you're already well on your way to that 600,000 death number. And that's the way that a lot of things fail. I just found a brass anchor. Where the hell did this come from? I found a screw anchor. Man, I hate it when I find random stuff like that. And this is just the way that it works with everything. A little wear, like you turning your computer off, no big deal. It will turn off, it will slowly drop to an idle temperature. And that's the other thing, fast changes are more damaging than slow changes. You can see this with the lithium-ion battery chemistry, where if you discharge it down to 0, then fast charge it, it's going to shred the inside of that battery real fast. And it might only last a year. But if you shut your computer down and turn it on once a day, then A, your computer is not experiencing any electromechanical wear while it's off. No capacitors are being forced to produce charge. You know, no hard drive spindles are spinning. No flash chips are heating up. You know, your CPU is not processing instructions and getting hot and cold and hot and cold. You get the idea. And think of, you know, things heating up, cooling down as a load cycle, so to speak, using the analogy we just used. And, okay, turning it off and back on, well, that's a load cycle. And if it takes thousands upon thousands of these to cause a failure, turning it off arguably is better. First of all, you're not using power. Your power bill goes down. Second of all, you're not inducing any extra wear. So that's cool. In general, if you're not using it for anything, turn it off. And that's the guy with the battery. So I'll be right back. Please hold. And we're back. All right. Okay. So now that I've been distracted and don't know what I'm doing anymore, I think I got most of these cables hooked up. We're just proceeding around the edge. Okay. Lots and lots and lots of little wires everywhere. What does that even go to? I don't know. I don't really care either. As long as it works whenever it's done, I really do not care what any of these things go to. This one seems like it's going to be a pain to get back in. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Yeah, this sucks. Okay. This sucks. Okay, whoever designed this is an asshole. Because this thing right here, you have to kind of poke it back to get it out of its own way and then put it in. But is that even in the right direction? It's so dark. God almighty, what a piece of shit. Okay. I swear it looks crooked. It looks crooked no matter how I look at it. It looks crooked. It is crooked. That's why it looks crooked, because it is. Oh, I just felt it go. Okay. And I dropped my loop. Well, it's all the way on the other side of the desk. I'll have to recover it later. Alright. Okay. This goes to a hard drive that doesn't exist. And other connectors that I've forgotten? Any of them? Are there any connectors I have forgotten here? I don't think so. Looks pretty solid to me. Okay. Some of these are case screws. Some of these are motherboard screws. I'm pretty sure these big black ones here are case screws for Only 4? There's only 4? Yeah, that's weird. And then, hang on, what's this? Okay, these are the front Torxes. There should be more than one, though. Where's the rest? Where the hell are the rest of the screws? Did this thing only come in with one? It did. There is only one. Oh, but there's like 6. What? There's supposed to be 6 screws. Oh, one of them is retained. And one of them may or may not be missing. I don't know. Okay, so I'm missing one of these screws. Which is weird. Do I have a compatible screw? Let me check real quick. I keep extras, you see. So, what do we have over here that I pulled out of some other computer? This screw looks like a match. I'd say these two look identical. Yeah, okay. We'll just do that then. Check these hinges real quick. Before I go putting this all the way back together, let's check these hinges. Yeah, they're all really tight. Maybe I checked them last time, I don't remember. But, oh, that one's not. Only one hinge screw loose. That's a record for me, I think. Alright, lots and lots of tiny motherboard screws. Go. I don't really want to, but whatever. Alright. Now, let's hope that no smoke comes out of this when I put the battery back, eh? Alright. Motherboard screws all day long. I really hope that you all find this entertaining. If you do not find it entertaining, please write a letter to 1800 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., because I am not responsible. The government is, I'm sure. Or at least, that's the story I'm going to use to deflect all criticism. Come on, buddy. Come on. I know normally I just sit around being all pissed off at how dumb the design decisions are for a lot of these computers. But it feels good to get them back together. Alright. Please don't catch on fire. Please don't catch on fire. Please don't catch on fire. Didn't catch on fire yet. But it feels good to get these things put back together and working again. Anytime I can take a piece of equipment and make it work, that's a victory. So, I know you're probably used to me being the angry computer nerd. But, right now is a moment for celebration. Coffee, anyone? Because I am either... One of two things is about to happen. I am either going to be calling these people and telling them to come get their fixed up, working, everything is fine laptop, or I am going to be very, very angry and run screaming out of the building, pissed off that it doesn't work, and this board costs like $180. Also, back in the day, when Lenovo was IBM, IBM used to sell, they used to actually sell replaceable parts to people. Like, you could just take a part number and get a part from them, and they'd ship it to you. They just ship it straight to you. I think I've done it once, but it was something I couldn't get anywhere else, so I had to do it. And yeah, good stuff. Okay, hit the power button, it didn't power on. Hang on a sec. Sometimes you gotta be more aggressive. There's also the very real possibility that I screwed up. I heard a fan. I heard a fan. Did I hear a fan? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard a fan. There's no power light. Why is there no power light on this one? Oh, there it goes. CMOS reset, just like the other one. Yes. 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 I'm gonna have a nerdgasm. Ah, F10, 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 F10. I'm used to F5, but F10, F10, F10 for HP. Oh, look at that. HP Envy X360 convertible, and it needs the time set. This is a familiar trope, isn't it? Shut up. Don't beep at me. 10/07/2022. I remember from earlier, and the day hasn't changed, I think. Boot options. Secure boot off. No, I probably shouldn't do that. Oh, you know what just occurred to me? There is a distinct possibility that their hard drive's encrypted and we're fucked. No, it's booting. Alright, while it's booting, let's put screws in it. Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah, buoy. Anyone else feel like referencing old memes? Yeah, buoy. Yeah, put that stupid 1 torque screw back in there that shouldn't exist. Oh, hell yeah. It won't go back in. What? I want to go in. God. See, I want to know... I want to know why they have 4 Phillips head screws in the bottom of this thing, and then they put 1 Torx in the front. Why is there that 1 Torx in the front? And I also think that this mount might actually be the front Torx screw mount. And if that's the case, it's just not getting repaired. I'm not putting that front Torx back. I think it's stupid anyway. I'm not putting it back if it's broken. No friggin' way. No friggin' way. Assholes. Fucking front Torx. Kiss my ass. Oh, hell, I think I've already lost the screw. I don't even know where it went. It's not there. It's not there. Yeah, did I fucking lose it? I think I lost it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. I'm pretty sure I just knocked the screw somewhere and lost it. And I'm pretty sure I don't give a shit. Your device couldn't recognize you. Well, stop looking at me, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Okay. Well, now I have a problem. Your pin is no longer available due to the TPM being replaced. No shit. Fingerprint reader? Fuck you. So I need an actual password. Okay. But hey, man, it's working. It's working. That's cool. All right. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the customer, let them know it's done, ask them for their password so that I can finalize this because the hardware will have changed. I need to make sure activation still works. I need to probably check the drivers. There could be a different video card. There's all kinds of possibilities. As far as I could tell, it's just an upgrade to an i7, but the hardware has changed, so yeah. There will be some minor pain. Put the little baguette here back so I can use it for a future computer. And that's 2 HPs, and we've been streaming for under an hour. So yeah, 2 and under an hour. Now, say what you will about how modern computers suck. But if you've watched, like, the Acer stream I did... Any of you watched the Acer stream several days ago? By the way, customer very happy about that one. If you saw me take that Acer apart, then you know. The way this goes together, is a hell of a lot easier to work on than that stupid old computer. The old computers are a sandwich of screws. These things, you take off a plate, and you're done. Then, take all the screws out of the motherboard and fan and stuff, and unplug all the wires, board comes out. It's a lot easier. My life is so much easier working on these newer computers. All right, I gotta go. I gotta call this customer. I have nothing else interesting right now, but I appreciate all of you for watching this and supporting me. And I'll have that FX 9590 stream I think on Monday. Now that I have this, you know, my heroin, Arctic Silver 5, and the heatsink is coming in today by like 2 o'clock, but I don't have time to do a stream until Monday. So look forward to that. Bookmark it, whatever. I'll see you Monday when I build a really hot and powerful AMD Windows 7 machine. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Love y'all. Good night. or good day. What? I don't know. I'm not in Egypt, but you might be. So, whatever. Have a good one.